r/AskReddit. What used to be normal in the past, but fucked up now? Giving kids cocaine for a cold. What a time to be alive. What a time to have a cold. Babies weren't allowed to have anesthesia because people thought they couldn't feel pain. Never understood this. Babies make it really fucking clear that they are feeling pain. Literally no attempt to hide their discomfort. Did they think it was a coincidence that they screamed at the top of their lungs when the doctor began using a scalpel? Having kids with your family to keep the bloodline pure. Visiting friends and family at their house unexpectedly. 1990s. Oh hey, good to see you, Bill. Come on in. Today. Why the fuck did Bill just stop by without any notice? At least text me beforehand. I miss this a lot, honestly. Being a kid and having one of my friends knock on my door to ask if I want to hang out was always such a pleasant surprise. Smoking wherever you liked. As a child I remember my mum and dad smoking on the plane when we went on holidays. That seems crazy to me now. People smoked almost everywhere. Hospitals, restaurants, offices, grocery stores. You could not get away from the smoke and smell indoors unless no one in your family smoked. And maybe in churches. I do not remember anyone smoking in church. Dentists used to smoke during checkups as well. My mom always tells the story about how the dentist was leaning over her as a kid with her mouth open when an ash fell into her throat. Oh, that's nasty. Lead paint. Years ago my grandmother's best friend was getting her house painted and kept complaining ever since they took the lead out of paint it all looked so ugly. Her painter finally appeased her by taking a small can of aluminium powder and mixing it into her paint and telling her it was lead, and she was so pleased with it till the day she died. It made engines work better when it was in gas originally. Yeah, and leaded solder is less of a pain than silver solder and way cheaper. Lead can be used to sweeten wine. Lead is magical. Using radioactive isotopes and paints for glow-in-the-dark things. Also asbestos. They also used to have x-ray machines in shoe stores, so mothers could see how well a pair of shoes fit their kids' feet. And it was a constant x-ray stream like x-ray video, not a still picture. My dad remembers that. He thought it was so fun. Makes him shudder now. He's made it to 83 in good health, fortunately. Watching executions for fun. Shit dude. My boss made me work overtime again. Now I'm gonna miss another execution. Renting VHS videos and getting charged $3 every day that year late from Blockbuster Video. The charge would show up 5 years later when you apply for a new card if you moved lol. Answering the phone when you don't know who is calling. Stoning people to death. Asterisk the Middle East has entered the chat asterisk. Africa has entered the chat asterisk. Airline passengers used to dress up for routine flights because travel by air was considered fashionable. If you watch old TV and movies, people used to get semi-dressed up just to eat dinner at home. Kids dying from fucking mumps and polio because you couldn't vaccinate your children. Well, hold my anti-vax lunacy. Letting young kids stay outside playing for hours until the street lights come on without knowing where they are. It's not really fucked up, but it's definition not normal now. Drinking and driving. This is a good one. I remember my dad telling me how he got pulled over after driving to Jersey, where you could buy booze at 18, and coming back. The cop told him to pour the bottle right out on the street and drive straight home. Today our attitudes have changed. People in the olden days be like, hey, let's just fry this man inside a metal bull in front of children LMAO. I know this isn't exactly the worst thing, but Jello mold salads, lime Jello, present in almost all of them, mixed with mayonnaise and literally anything. They put olives in fucking mayo Jello. What in the actual fuck was the 50s? Not buckling in your kids in the car. My sister and I spent 12-hour road trips playing and sleeping on the floor of our minivan with the chairs taken out. Now if you don't have your kid properly buckled into their space rocket seat, it's neglectful. A lot of disease treatment and general healthcare was brutal. Mercury, lead, cocaine, and methamphetamine all used to be common medications. Removing whole limbs just because we didn't have the means to deal with infections. Bloodletting. Leeches are still used today, but very rarely. I'm a hospital pharmacy technician and I've been in a pharmacy that kept leeches on hand in a bucket in the fridge. Dumping shit in the streets. Check ancient Rome and disease-ridden London. And modern San Francisco. And Portland. Being a fan of Bill Cosby. Ouch. I still have to Russell, my brother, whom I slept with on my iPhone. I'm sorry, I know he was a rapist, but I will still laugh at Dad is great. He gave us chocolate cake. Owning people. There are more slaves in the world today than ever before, mostly children and ex-slaves instead of farm workers. Throwing people into volcanoes while chanting. This was a real concern for me as a child. That and quicksand. That shit was everywhere. Using Internet Explorer as your default browser. Mummy unwrapping during the Victorian era. Good morning guys. Today we are doing a mummy unboxing challenge.